Hello and welcome back to the channel, and it's time for yet another Star Trek Borg episode review as we continue with the Voyager Borg episodes. This time it's Season 5, Episode 2, Drone. This is one of my favorite Borg episodes, though, like Scorpion Part 1 and 2 being Voyager's version of the best of both worlds, this is their version of I, Borg. So let's break it down, as well as the character growth that this episode gives Seven that will become important for the Season 6 episodes Child's Play and beyond. This episode opens with Seven practicing her smile in a mirror to show more emotions when the EMH walks in without announcing he was doing so to get Seven ready for their mission with B'Elanna and Tom to survey a proto-nebula which is about to come into existence in a short period. On the shuttle, talks are had about building their own shuttle, which they do in the next episode. The proto-nebula appears and the shuttle is caught in its gravimetric shear of a plasma surge, which causes the shuttle to lose its propulsion. The away team send off a distress call to Voyager, which they barely manage to beam the crew back. The Doctor's mobile emitter is damaged, and the Doctor is sent back to sickbay as to not lose his program, which would then leave Voyager up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. B'Elanna and Ensign Mulcahy head to the science lab to start to run a diagnostic on it and leave it running overnight. The next morning, when Mulcahy enters the room, he sees the science lab has become Borgified and injection tubules nick him in the neck, knocking him out. The Doctor then wakes up Torres, which she's not happy about. At the same time, Seven's regeneration cycle is interrupted as the Borg proximity sensor has alerted her to the presence of Borg, so she heads to the bridge to see if they have found cubes on sensors, which they haven't, so she is told to head to sickbay to get checked out. As while she's in sickbay, it goes off again, and at the same time on the bridge, Harry Kim notices that the power from the warp conduits are being rerouted to the science lab on Deck 8, with a force field with a Borg signature. Chakotay then orders a red alert and informs Seven, who heads there right away and meets with Tuvok and a security team, and they discover that there's a Borg maturation chamber now in the science lab. Janeway is then briefed by Seven. She is told that the drone is the result of a transporter accident, so maybe Dr. McCoy was right that it is indeed a death trap. Janeway then sets a level 10 force field around the baby drone and won't terminate the child unless she has to. I wonder where that was when she killed Tuvix. The Borg child is aging rapidly and is soon a full drone with future tech. Over time, Seven gives the drone Borg data nodes to teach the drone as he isn't connected to the collective and needs to be shown a thing or two. While the drone is walking with Neelix to sickbay, he picks his name, One. Eventually, he wants to learn about the Borg, which is to be expected, but they hold off on that, and after a meeting with the captain, it's time for 1 and 7 to regenerate. But his Borg transceiver triggers and sends knowledge to the collective, and they send a sphere to get the drone. So, because of this, they show 1 who and what the Borg are. They get interrupted by the Borg showing up, and they use 1 to enhance their shields and weapons, but it's not enough as he can't enhance their systems anymore. So 1 does the heroic thing and self-sacrifices himself by beaming over to the sphere and takes it into the proto-nebula, and it's destroyed. However, he survives but is badly hurt. Janeway beams 1 to sickbay, and 1 refuses any medical help as he knows the Borg know of him and will not stop until they have him, and he dies. Even though this episode feels like a clone of I, Borg, it is still an amazing episode as 1 is just a delight, and watching him go from being a lump of clay to becoming Seven's first adoptive son. Speaking of which, this is the first steps to Seven becoming the adoptive parent of the Borg kids in Child's Play, which we know just how much she cares for them, or at least Icheb, when he's killed in Picard Season 1, which I'm still not happy with. Seven is also confronted with her identity and humanity in this episode, which helps when the Borg kids show up next season. However, this isn't the last time we see the Borg this season, as even though when one asks Seven if she would rejoin the collective, and she says no, but when she's on a Borg cube later this season, she would join back with them in the two-parter Dark Frontier Parts 1 and 2, which I'll be covering next time. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments down below, and I'll catch you all in the next upload. See you all next time.